Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all to my channel. You are watching the series of videos under the head Do's and Don'ts in purchasing and selling the property. In previous videos, you have seen various aspects in purchasing and selling the property. Today, we are going to see what are the contents which we have to put in the sale agreement. So, when you are going to purchase a property, the property is conveyed by a document called sale deed. When the sale deed is registered, executed and registered, the entire sale transaction is complete. So, the sale deed is a document whereby the property is transferred from the seller to the buyer and the entire transaction is completed on the date of registration of the sale deed. But as far as the sale agreement is concerned, it's a initial stage, it's the first stage of the sale transaction. In executing the sale deed, when a property is offered for sale, normally the buyer gives a small amount as an advance and he agreed to purchase the property for a particular price and he agrees to pay the balance sale price within a particular period of time, and he simply collects the Xerox copies of the documents and he gives it to the advocate for verification and take further steps for the completion of the registration of the sale deed. So at the time of giving the small amount as an advance and agreeing to purchase a property, a type of contract is made, and this type of contract is called sale agreement. So in sale agreement, no transfer took place. It is only an agreement to purchase the property or an agreement to sell the property. As far as the sale deed is concerned, actual transfer took place and the property is transferred from the seller to the buyer. So what are the contents? Now in this video, we are going to see what are the contents we have to put it in the sale agreement. In the sale agreement, normally the date and the place of execution will be mentioned. Thereafter, the details about the seller and the buyer will be mentioned. In this place, we should be very clear. We should take necessary precaution in mentioning the name, correct spelling of the purchaser and the seller. Supposing the name of the buyer or the seller is mentioned and some sort of particular spellings in, say, the previous document, and some sort of name difference or spelling difference is there in Aadhaar card or PAN card or in any other identity card, then it is always better to mention all the names. Supposing one person's name is Ramasamy, S. Ramasamy, in the previous document, and in Aadhaar card it is mentioned Ramasamy, yes, Ramasamy Udayar, and in PAN card it is Sanjay Ramasamy Udayar. So in that case, it is better you can mention all the names. You can simply say yes, Ramasamy as per the previous sale deed. In the bracket you can put Sanjay Ramasamy as per the PAN card and Ramasamy Udayar as per the Aadhaar card. Like that, you can put all the names. This will be very useful in going for a registration or for a further transaction. Assuming for a moment if you are going to a registration, the registering authority will ask you to produce the identity card to the buyer and seller. If some other spelling is mentioned in the Aadhaar card or PAN card, then the registrar will clarify, how can you produce this document? Because you have mentioned one name, one spelling in the document and you are producing different spelling in the Aadhaar card or PAN card, and he may also suspect you as if you are the same person. You are the same person who owns the property. Like that, he may also question. So to avoid difficulties and also to avoid future clarification. Supposing the subsequent buyers are going for a bank loan, the bank people also may also question the same in case of name difference. So to avoid such things, it is always better to mention all the name difference, all type of names in your document. That will be helpful to you, and it will also helpful to the further transactions, future transactions. Thereafter, you have to mention how the property came to the seller, how the buyer acquired this property, the history of the property, that is to be mentioned in the, assuming that the Ramasamy Udayar purchased the property under particular sale deed, which is registered under a particular with a particular document number, then it is better. It should it is not only better, it should be mentioned how the seller got the property under what document. That is to be clearly mentioned. Thereafter, what will be the sale price? What is the advance given at the time of executing the sale agreement? That should also be mentioned. Then the period of agreement period should also be mentioned. Supposing the buyer wanted to complete the transaction within a period of 3 months, that should also be mentioned. You should simply mention, you should clearly mention that the buyer should pay the balance sale price and complete the sale transaction within the period of 3 months. As far as the seller is concerned, it is always better to mention that in case the sale price is not paid within that 3 months period, this agreement will be automatically cancelled. Like that, you can put a clause. This will help you in case the buyer did not come forward to pay the balance price, and he did not come forward to make the balance payment. Then this type of clause will help you as if it is an automatic cancellation. You can put an automatic cancellation clause to secure the interest of the seller. So you can say that it will automatically cancel. Then the seller will also refund the advance amount, or say after deducting a small amount as damages, he will refund the balance amount without interest. Like that, you can put a clause that will be helpful to the seller. Because supposing the buyer did not pay the balance and price and did not complete the sale deed, then if you go to another purchaser, then the registered authority will insist you for the cancellation of, they will not entertain you to register the sale deed in favor of the subsequent purchaser, saying that prior sale agreement is there and you have to cancel the sale agreement, then only I will allow. Like that, they may say. So to avoid such things, it is better to put an automatic cancellation clause that will help you in the event of the failure of the buyer to pay the balance sale price and to complete the sale transaction within the agreed period. In such circumstances, you can easily sell the property to another person and you can go for a registration. Then, in addition to that, if you have to mention all the obligations of the buyer and all the obligations of the seller during the agreement period. Assuming that there is a bank loan, there are property tax dues, water tax dues, or suppose there are tenants, and if you have specifically agreed that the tenants has to be vacated, vacant possession is required, then in that case, you can capture all the obligations of the seller in the agreement. You can say that the seller should clear all the payments, they should pay all the taxes, he should clear the bank loan, he should cancel the mortgage over the property, he should vacate all the tenant within that particular period and report it to the buyer. Like that, you can put a clause. Similarly, the buyer's obligations may also be mentioned. The buyer has to pay the balance sale price within the particular period of time. Supposing you have agreed, suppose there's a mortgage is there, and You have specifically agreed that the buyer has to pay additional advance to clear the mortgage. That also you can mention in the sale agreement. Then all the assurances of the seller should also be mentioned. The assurances like there is no litigation, there is no property dues, there is no mortgage, there is no encumbrances, like that. Whatever the assurances required with respect to this property may also be captured and mentioned in the sale agreement. Then the default clause. The default clause is nothing but the non-compliance. Supposing the buyer did not come and pay the sale price within the applicable agreed period, or suppose the seller did not come forward to come and execute the sale, what should be the remedy? You can put that in the event of the failure, both the parties are entitled for specific performance of the contract through the court of law. Like that, you can put a clear clause, or you can also put a clause like that if they did not come forward to comply their obligation, they have to pay damages this much, and they may also get a reserve your right for the cancellation of the deed in the event of the failure of the other party to comply any of the obligations. Like that, you can put all the clauses in the sale agreement. Finally, the schedule of the property should be mentioned. You should give a clear address, door number, street name, village name, taluk name, district name, then survey number, town survey number, previous survey number, revised survey number, original survey number, then the registration district, the sub-registrar district, all the details should be mentioned in the schedule of the property. Then the property area, that should also be mentioned. Then the property size, what is the measurement of the north side, what is the measurement in the south side, what is the measurement in the east side and west side, that should also be mentioned. Then the boundaries, four-side boundaries should also be mentioned. Supposing there is a building, the building structure should, how many floors are there, what is the normally the built-up area is not mentioned in the schedule of property. If you want, you can mention those things in the schedule of property. So these are all things which we have to mention in the sale agreement. Regarding the other two aspects, namely whether the registration is required or not, whether registration is advisable or not, that aspect we will cover up in the next video, and we will also cover the cancellation of the sale agreement in the subsequent videos. I hope this video will be useful to the viewers. The viewers may watch my two channels, Rasyak Sattamarivam is a Tamil channel, Rasyak Law TV is an English channel. In addition to that, you can also view all my videos in the website Ali Associate Chennai. You can watch my videos and you can clarify all your doubts and enrich your knowledge. In addition to that, if you have any specific doubt or clarification or consultation, you may contact this cell number if time so permits. I will try to clarify your doubts or give you the required consultation depending upon my time and availability. I will come again with another topic. Until then, goodbye. It's Razia Kelly.